Good morning and namaskaram. This is going to be an interactive session, so don't be shy. You can ask anything and everything. The whole idea was I was very excited. Najib has been inviting me for the last 3 years. I hope my English is okay, and I'll speak in between Malayalam because I left Kerala when I was 18. So my Malayalam is not the pure Malayalam, but still at home we speak Malayalam. But my speech is normally starts with English, but in between I'll mix it with Malayalam. So don't be shy. So ask questions because these are opportunities for me to know you people and for you all to know me. Correct? End of the day, we are all simple people. We are simple human beings. Nobody is big, nobody is small. We create that aura that I am so and I am so, but none of us are so. In the larger ecosystem of the universe, we are not even a speck. Correct? So understand that first so that you'll be free. First of all, thank you, Najib, for attaching to an institution like this. I consider it as a blessing. Always in life, we are all born into this world with so much of blessings from God. And we have different names for the God, but God is only one. He's a creator. I always say by coming to the world itself is a blessing. Living in this world is also a blessing. And dying is also a blessing. So if you really look at everything as a blessing, life will be a peaceful life. Correct? Only thing is when we say everything is difficult, everything is a trauma, life will become traumatic. Correct? And this is something which I followed in my life. I've been a very curious child from home. Always ask questions to my dad and mom. And they used to say, Evananda Vattano. Correct? When people ask questions, they don't like it, especially parents and teachers. So I said, only way I can excel in myself and understand the world is to educate myself. So I left Calicut after my pre-degree. I've done 2 masters, one in engineering and one in management. I've done civil engineering as my undergraduation. Then I went to MBA in marketing and finance. Then I did my second master's in America in industrial engineering. And that is where my career started. While studying, because my father refused to give me too much money to go to America because he didn't want me to go to America. At that time, every parent's biggest fear is if you go to America, you will not come back. Okay? And that's normally the case. Second fear is American poil madamana kalyana gai. So this was the 2 fears my parents had. But I was very determined. I wanted to experience the world. 2 things, as we have 2 things in life, subject and object. Who are the subject? Subject is us. What is the object? What is object? Object is the world. Correct? So we are meeting the world the moment we are born in this world. Correct? And we go through different experiences as we grow older. Correct? So life is nothing, is a journey of experiences. Correct? And we all have an end date. But we don't know the end date. That is the power of the Creator. Correct? So we are always in suspense. We don't know how long we live. We don't know whether I'll finish my speech and go to the chair. Correct? You will see so many cases, people while speaking you die. Correct? And this is all the natural way God has created all of us. Correct? And you have to expect that in life. The moment you expect life and death, you are not afraid. In life, as Najib said, nobody is born rich, nobody is born poor. It is who we create that, who we make out of that. Correct? When I left Calicut, everybody said, oh my God, I'll never come back to Calicut. But I came back to Calicut after 35 years. Why? Because this is where my roots are created. The culture, my civilization is from here. Correct? So one thing you all have to remember is you are all going to be future leaders. Don't forget the root where you are born. Don't forget the root where you come from. You know. Another important thing is, we as human beings, we are not alone. We have been created by the surroundings. So our social commitment has to be always keep in mind. The problem of the world today is we all think, I'm great. I'm a billionaire, I'm a millionaire, I'm a businessman, I'm an IPS officer, I'm an IAS officer. That is all created by a system. We are nothing but a good human being, supposed to be. Correct? For that, the most important thing is values. Correct? I follow, I build many organizations globally, being successful, but I never felt that it's me who done it. It's the people who made who I am as a leader. Correct? Nobody is born as a leader. And people create you as a leader by a good work. Correct? So I follow 7 laws. Today's topic is that of my life. One is law of potentiality. Every human being has got potential. First of all, we need to believe that we have the potential. To achieve that maximum potential, there are other things which we are supposed to follow as human beings. Second law is law of giving. So what happens when you give? I just want answers. If you give, what happens? You receive. Very good. Correct? Only when you give, you receive. If you don't give, you'll never get it. Other thing is, third law is law of karma. You know what is law of karma is? What is law of karma? Be free. You can answer any, even stupid answers is okay. Who is going to come next? He is ready now for the second. Who is next to say, what is law of karma?
Whatever we do will come back to us in the same way.
Give an example.
If you do any wrong to other person, it will come from any other person.
It will come back to you.
Yes.
Either in this life or the next life. Correct? So this should be known to all of you. And a lot of people say, a rich man who driving a Rolls Royce or a Mercedes Benz or a Maruti car is so happy. Correct? Nobody asks how this man reached to that level. Suppose there are so many ways in life you can buy a car. Correct? One way is you educate yourself, you work very hard, correct? And you climb up to the ladder wherever you are working and you earn some money and you buy a car. What is the other way you can buy a car? What is the other way you can buy a car? Anybody else? There are different ways you can get a car. What is your name? You only. Yeah. I used to be the backbencher. And my teacher, Manimas, used to say, get up now.
I am Nijlashri.
What are the other ways you can buy a car in your life?
Take a lottery or something. Take a lottery or getting some.
Take a lottery. Yeah, you can get a car. Or your father must be rich, so you can ask your father. Or you can cheat somebody and you can make some money and you can buy a car. Correct? There are so many ways you can achieve a material object, in your life. But if you really wanted to do ethically, there's a process to follow through in life. Correct? So if you do bad, you will never be able to sleep. You may be able to drive the best car, best motorbike, you go in a private jet, but you'll never, there is something called consciousness. That always will be there. Oh, I didn't deserve this. Correct? I've taken bribes from somebody and bought this car. Correct? I've given an undue help to somebody and somebody's given me something. So the consciousness is important. Correct? And that is called, law of karma. You always try to good to the people, good will come back to you. It may not be immediate. It can come immediately or it come later. Correct? These are the third law. Fourth law is law of intentions and law of desires. You know the meaning of intention in Malayalam? Huh? uddesham. നമുക്ക് നല്ല ഉദ്ദേശം വേണം ലൈഫിൽ. If you have a good intention and good desires, there are so many different desires. Bad desires are there, good desires are there. You should have the good desires and good intentions. And that is very important for you to have a goal in your life. Then I will not cheat. Correct? I will not be able to bribe anybody. Correct? I always tell the truth. These are your intentions in life, and which you need to keep. It's difficult. Correct? Fifth is very important, is called law of detachment. This is very difficult to people to follow. For example, my wife, my children, we are attached to them. But if you're not attached to them, they're all human beings like me and you. Correct? You should love them, at the same time you should let them go. Very difficult for people to do that. Okay? Because this is where the controlling thing comes, especially when you're a parent. I have 4 children, 3 girls and a boy. My eldest daughter, I'm going to be a grandfather next month, inshallah, hopefully. Correct? So, Sophia, and she is an entrepreneur. Sarah is my second daughter, she is 28. She is a very good artist and a graphic designer. My son, Ahmad Zakaria Faizal, he is an engineer, mechanical engineer, and what his passion in life is very interesting. He came after studying mechanical engineering in University of Surrey. And he called me when he was in the thesis, final year. He said, Papa, everybody is saying electric vehicles, but how many people can buy electric cars? Correct? It was very expensive at that time. What will happen to these 2 billion vehicles on the road? Can they scrap it? Why not we take it and repurpose into an electric vehicle? Correct? So that it doesn't spoil the environment. You don't have to scrap it. There's no CO2 emissions going. So I said, it's a great idea, Zach. Why don't you pursue that? His age of 20 became an entrepreneur, and his only passion is taking old scrap cars and making into electric cars, brand new. Correct? So he is the third one. Fourth one is just graduated again from London, and she is getting into job with a company called KREA. KREA is a sustainable company in Sharjah. So this is my personal life, and I told the 5 things, and the last one is law of dharma. നമ്മുടെ ലൈഫിൽ നമുക്കൊരു പേർപ്പസ് വേണം. If you have the clear purpose in life, you will achieve that. And purpose illengil, your mind is always wandering. Our mind is always taking us into different directions. Why our mind is taking into different directions? Because we don't use our intellect. Anybody knows the meaning of intellect? What is the meaning of intellect? Buddhi. Correct? So many people knows that. We need to use our intellect to drive our emotions and informations. Correct? You see the flowing river. What happens if there is no bank on both sides? What happened to the river? What happened to the water in the river? Yeah? Flood will come. Correct? Because river water will go everywhere, no directions. So what is the best way to direct the river?
Bank create.
Correct. The bank create. So the mind is the river. The bank is the intellect. It is directing the mind towards the 7 principles of life. Correct? This is not my principle. I follow Vedanta. Vedanta is end of knowledge. There is an academy in Pune, which is started by Swami Parthasarathi. It started in 88. And I'm associated with them like this institution. And this is what they teach us for 3-year courses. Their life principles. The most important thing we all have to learn is principles of life. Correct? Once we learn these principles of life, everything else will fall into place. Correct? Another important thing we have to follow is the law of nature. And this is what Najib has mentioned about. I asked for 2 things. That is, one is waking up in the morning and taking care of your body. Why it's so important is, Look at the nature. The birds. Birds start chirping at what time? Huh? Early in the morning. Correct? What time the sun rise? Early in the morning. When does it set? Evening. Correct? So we are part of the nature. And we are supposed to follow, it's called circadian rhythm. It's a rhythm of the universe. Today what happens? Night becomes mostly day. And day becomes night. And what is the cause of the problem? Social media. Correct? Nobody is sleeping on time. Everybody is on the net. Correct? So this is driven honestly by the greed of the human beings. And it is driven always from the West. Why it is driven? All the innovation come from the West. What is the reason? There's no more innovation coming out of the East. They are a new country. If you really see, America is only 300-year-old country. We are how many years old? Known India more than how many thousands? 10,000s of years. Correct? Yeah, we are 10,000 year civilization. Correct? So we are not driven by the greed. The West is driven by the greed, and what they are interested is everyone to become addicted to certain material things. Correct? And this is where they are changing the circadian rhythm of our mind, so that our mind is addicted. What happens? They can sell more products, they can sell drugs, they can sell alcohol, they can sell cigarettes, they can sell material things. Now there's a new thing called fast fashion. Everything is so cheap today. If you want to buy a dress, you can buy online for 50 rupees. Correct? And this will not last, and you're supposed to dump it out after 3 months. And where is it going, this clothes? Where is it going? Whatever clothes we throw it out, where is it going? Huh? It's going into sea, it's going into landfill. So what happens? Our environment is getting polluted. Correct? So because of overconsumption, we are eating all kinds of junk food. As if you want to really maintain the health, food is supposed to be food is medicine. Whatever nutrients you want, it's supposed to come from the food. But we don't eat the right food now. Because we don't eat the right food, what happens to our body? Nobody's answering.
Because we don't have any nutrients in our body, and our brain will become weak. We cannot do anything according to our wish, and we will become ill so fastly.
Correct. We become disease stricken. The diseases come because we don't get the right sun, we don't eat the correct water quantity, drink the water, and we don't eat the right food. If you follow all these things, the two things which I told Mr. Najib at that time, and I was so impressed how committed he was, and that showed me he's a leader and he can build this institution, and that is a privilege I had, to support whatever way it is to Najib. And that is why you see an institution is created with the help of so many people. And this institution is not anyone's, it's people's institution. Each one of you sitting here, 130 people, are getting an opportunity because of this institution. So it's built by many people. Some people had the vision to do that. I had the vision to advise how to do this because of my experiences around the world. But we created something for the generations. And you are the leaders. You see, I was so inspired by these 5 leaders who are sitting here. I didn't expect them to be here today. I thought I'll be talking to the fresh people who are coming for this year course. But what inspired me is this IGP program, correct? IGP program. And they are going to be IPS officers and IRS officers. Imagine how many large institutions they are going to drive change. And you guys are going to be the same, correct? So they are the one who is going to inspire all of you to become the leaders of the world. Today, the biggest challenge what the world is facing is lack of leadership. We don't have good leaders. We have leaders who are selfish, leaders who are rich man thinks that's my money. It's not our money. We are only a custodian of the wealth. Correct? We are only the custodian of our knowledge. And this is supposed to be spread for the millions and billions of people. Correct? If you have these philosophies in life, you will start giving all the time. And that's what I said, these 7 principles of life is so important to follow as in when you become leaders, because sometimes people forget this. I started working at the age of 13 with my father in Big Bazaar, along with my brother. My job was only to assist the workforces, because he was a trader at that time, and we used to have this every weighing machine and to write down the weighments of the sugar and the wheat and the rice which he was selling to other traders. And that is how we grew up. So we grew up with the people with nothing. And that is a feeling we got. We are nobody better than the other person. For example, at that time I could see them working harder than me. Only difference was I became an engineer. That doesn't mean that I am bigger than other person. Correct? So always keep these values in mind. We are here for a responsibility. We are here as human being. Being means we are part of the nature. And our responsibility is to give back. And follow these 7 principles of life. You will become a true leader and you will lead millions of people. That's the example I said. One school which myself along with Pradeep Kumar MLA did in Narakavu school today changed the landscape of the entire public education system in Kerala. Now we are spreading this in Kashmir. We are spreading this in Karnataka now. I don't know how many people see in Bangalore. We have Indira Canteen. There are 400 canteens. We serve more than 300 million meals, 5 rupees breakfast and 10 rupees lunch and 10 rupees dinner. It's built in my factory, and we used to produce this 50 canteens every day and install in different places. Correct? So with the knowledge, you can change the society. We can, with the knowledge and the leadership, we can bring equality to the society. And that is what this institution is so important for the entire Kerala or the entire India, because you guys can change the status quo of our today's world. Today, bureaucracy is in crisis, political leadership is in crisis, nobody is taking the right decisions. Majority of the people are corrupt, very few ethical leaders, who's thinking about the common man. Correct? Everybody is thinking of what is for me, without giving anything. Correct? So only when you give, you get. You don't have to even ask. So with this, I wanted to congratulate all of you. I wanted to make sure that, we are here to support you. And Najib as a leader with Mr. Unni and the board, he's going to make sure that this institution will be a flagship for the entire country. And today, with the results keep increasing, now 30 out of 130 people for this batch, and you people have to make sure that you work so hard so that you inspire more and more people to become leaders. And the leaders like who are sitting over here, they will make sure that the values are kept as and then become their IPS officers and IRS officers and change the way the system is functioning. Today the biggest problem is our system has to change. Our education way, it has to change. We need to bring in more curiosity in people. And this is what we need to develop through this institution. I wish you all the best.